Hi, in this video, we're going to be working in a data analysis lab, a data analysis project here. I'll share my screen. We're going to do the analysis in StatCrunch. Okay, so over here is a inferential statistics lab, which we need to complete. It has two investigations, investigation 1, waiting in line, and investigation 2, calibrating a pH meter. I'm going to work in this video on investigation 1. Please follow along. And then you can write this one up and complete investigation 2 on your own and write that one up. So your final submission should have a complete both investigations. All right. So we see in investigation 1, the mean waiting time at a drive-through for a fast food restaurant from the time an order is placed to the time the order is received is 84.3 seconds. A manager devises a new drive-through system that he believes will decrease the wait time. To test the claim, he initiates a new system at his restaurant and measures the wait time for 10 randomly selected orders. Here are the wait times. Okay. So what we're going to need to do is answer all of these questions. A full lab report will include the question statement and then also an answer to the question, as well as output from the StatCrunch program. Okay, so let's put your name on here, and then this document, you can work directly in it, save it, and then submit it. So let's go ahead over to StatCrunch. Here is my Pearson, my math lab. So I'm going to go over to one of our classes here. And just as we did it in the last class meeting, go ahead and click on StatCrunch. And we're going to open any data set just to get to the StatCrunch program. And then come over here and request a new data table. So now we have a data table that we can enter the data from our problem that we're trying to solve. Okay, so we have, these are wait times. So the first thing I'm going to do is change the name of the variable to wait times. And now I'm going to copy, and I request that you copy and paste the data rather than entering it in by hand, because we have much better accuracy like that. Okay, so I have the data in the data table, and the first question asks me, use StatCrunch to calculate the mean, the standard deviation, and the 5-number summary for the wait times. So we're going to go over to data and summary statistics. Click on columns, choose wait time. And so the default here under summary statistics includes everything we're going to need. So let's just go ahead and compute, and let's see what we have here. So in this output table, we have a mean, a standard deviation, and then a 5-number summary minimum, Q1, Q2, which is the median, and Q3. So this is going to be output that we need. Let's go ahead and grab the output, copying, and we'll paste it onto our document here. So the answer to number 1 is going to require the output as well as a sentence which answers the question directly. The mean is 78. The standard deviation is 15.2, and it asks for the 5-number summary. Okay, so we're going to grab the minimum, 58. That's here, and then Q1 is 67.4. Q2, which is the median, 73.95. minimum Q1, Q2, Q3, 86.3. And then we also need the maximum 108.5. Oops, excuse me. Let's put that number down here. Okay, so that's the first one. The complete solution for full credit includes answering the question and the supporting SPSS, the supporting StatCrunch output. So in all of these problems, we'll be using StatCrunch. So just kind of fixing the problem statement here. Use graphical techniques in StatCrunch to visually display the data, identify any outliers. Okay, so let's go back to StatCrunch. And we'll go to graph. I'm going to choose histogram. Okay, double click here on wait time. And let's just compute. We'll just take the, look at that nice histogram. So that is a nice histogram. Let's go ahead and grab a picture of that. So a screenshot. And bring it on over to our solutions here. So are there any outliers? So there are no outliers here because this data is all sort of together. And an outlier, what it would look like is if we had maybe 1 point out here or 1 point out here that was sort of separated outside the pattern of the data. So in this case, the question is that the answer is, you can see the histogram is displayed below. There are no outliers. Okay, and just a hint, when you go to do the next problem, the pattern of the data might have gaps in it. So that because there's gaps doesn't mean there's an outlier if that's the pattern of the data. So the hint is there is no outlier even in the second investigation. All right, so we'll continue here. For the complete data set, use StatCrunch to produce the 99% confidence interval. Interpret the interval in the context of the application. Okay, so let's go back over to StatCrunch. Oops, you go away here. And we're going to take stats. We're going to take summary. We're going to take, this here is going to be a t-statistics problem because we were not given the population standard deviation, but we were able to get the standard deviation from the data itself. StatCrunch did that for us. So we are in fact in a t-stats situation, and we're going to go to one sample and we're going to go with data. Okay, so what we're going to have here is we'll double click on wait time to bring wait time over to the active variable. We're looking for a confidence interval, and I believe we're looking for, let's see, the 99% confidence interval. So let's go ahead and change the confidence level to 99. Okay, and so here is our one t confidence interval, one sample t confidence interval. Let's copy that to a clipboard and post it here. Okay, so now we have the question and we have the StatCrunch output. So we're going to go ahead and interpret this. So we'll state the confidence interval. The 99% confidence interval is 62.37 to 93.63. And what this means is we are 99% confident that the population mean wait time is between 62.37 and 93.63. 0.3 seconds. Very fast for a meal, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and finish editing the, okay. For the complete data set, use StatCrunch to answer the following questions. At the 1% significance level, do the data provide sufficient evidence to conclude that the population mean of the distribution of all wait times using the manager's new drive-through system is less than 84.3. 84.3, also an important value here. Use StatCrunch to calculate the p-value, write up a solution using the 6 steps of the hypothesis test, reporting the p-value from StatCrunch in step 4. So let's just come on down here and we'll go ahead and run that hypothesis test. So we're going to go to data, stat, t-stats, 1 sample with data. And this time we're going to go ahead and look at we're going to double click on wait time to bring it over to the active variable. And the hypothesis, the null hypothesis is, we're going to do a hypothesis test, so keep that button highlighted. And the null hypothesis is 84, the null mean is 84.3, the value under the old method before the new manager came. And the alternative is we're interested in less than. So we're going to choose less than as an alternative. So we're not going to have to put in a significance level. What we're going to get out of here is a p-value. So let's go ahead and look at this. Okay, so this is the required output. Let's bring it in here and include the output. And now we are asked to include our 6 steps of hypothesis testing. So step 1 is, and I'm gonna keep it easy with respect to math type so you can follow along here. So mu equals 84.3. If you know how to work with symbols, you can certainly work with those. And the alternative hypothesis is that mu is less than 84.3. Step 2 is alpha equals, and we come on up here, 1%. So alpha equals 0.01. And step 3 is going to be a t statistic. And so if we look at the output here, we see that we have a t-stat of minus 1.31. That came from right over here. Step 4 is a calculation of your p-value, which we also get from the data analysis program. And in this case, we have p-value equals 0.11. And then 5 is a decision. So we're going to compare alpha, which is equal to 0.01, right? And we need the p-value, which is equal to 0.11. And because p-value is greater than alpha, the decision is fail to reject. Do not reject the null hypothesis, okay? And finally, the conclusion is at the 1% significance level, the data does not provide sufficient evidence that, and now we want a statement of the alternative. The mean wait time is less than 84.3 seconds. Okay, so we're almost done. Just look at these last 2 bullets. If you identified any outliers, remove them and repeat steps 3 and 4 with the adjusted data set. We did not find outliers. Comment on the effect of removing the outliers. You don't have to do that either. And as I mentioned a little earlier, even in the second set of data, also when you look at the data, please conclude there are no outliers, that the pattern of the data is that things are a little spaced out. Okay, so that'll help you out there. Okay, so I'll see you in class.